Hey, good afternoon, folks. Bill O'Leary, going live here on Facebook. This is a weekly thing that we do. We call it our Thirsty Thursday series. So for those of you that are new to it, welcome. It's a series we do every Thursday where I talk about a different topic each week that sort of strikes my fancy or that I see in what I do. What do? I'm an estate planning lawyer, elder law attorney, and probate and trust lawyer, and my firm is Legacy Planning Law Group in Jacksonville, Florida. So if you're thirsting for knowledge, you've come to the right place. Today's topic is what are Medicaid Asset Protection Trust? What is that? So first, a quick a word on Medicaid. Medicaid imposes strict rules on how much money and how much in terms of assets someone can have when they're applying for Medicaid. So to qualify for Medicaid, you have to be below that asset limit, which is very low, $2,000. But what if you have more than $2,000? Well, all is not lost. There are certain planning techniques that we can do. And one of those is by setting up what's called a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust. And when you put your assets into a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust and do it in the right way at the right time, Medicaid will not count the money or the assets that are in the trust. They won't count it towards that $2,000 asset limit. So after you create this trust, it's important to know you don't own the assets anymore. The trust owns it. This allows you to qualify for Medicaid as long as you apply for Medicaid more than 5 years after you set up this trust and fund the trust with the assets. It's what's called the 5-year look-back period. So for people that may be a little bit on the younger side, maybe currently healthy, but they want to plan ahead knowing the statistics, what they are, how many of us will need long-term care of one sort or another, and may want to sort of be in a position to have Medicaid help pay for it, well, this may be a good Medicaid planning strategy for you. Now, again, it's important to understand that with a trust like this, it is irrevocable, which means once you make the trust, you can't change your mind and take those assets back. Your trust has to be irrevocable in order for it to work, in order to qualify for Medicaid, because that means, according to Medicaid, that you no longer own the assets and you no longer control the assets. Now, how does a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust compare with this sort of more typical revocable living trust? Well, a revocable trust is not an effective tool when doing Medicaid planning, because a revocable trust allows you to revoke it or cancel it. And from Medicaid standpoint, this means that basically you still retain control over the assets, and therefore the assets in a revocable trust are going to be counted by Medicaid towards your asset limit. Now, when setting up a Medicaid trust, there are 3 sort of parties or people to the trust. 1, what's called the grantor, the person that sets it up. 2, the trustee, the person that's in charge of it. And 3, the beneficiary. When you make an Medicaid Asset Protection Trust, you are the grantor, again, which is the person that sets it up and puts the assets in the trust. Now, if you want to qualify for Medicaid, you have to name someone other than yourself or your spouse as the beneficiary. Designating yourself as a beneficiary wouldn't work, because that would mean basically giving yourself the assets, when again, Medicaid would count those towards the asset limit. But so as an alternative, you can name, let's say, your children or maybe even your parents as beneficiaries. You can also make sure that your beneficiaries will get your assets when you pass away. Another nice feature of the trust. You can put a lot of different types of assets into a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust. So things like bank accounts, maybe stocks and bonds, how about mutual funds, CDs, real estate, and here in Florida, with Florida Medicaid, you can put your house in there as well. A Medicaid Asset Protection Trust, it provides a number of benefits. So number 1, it protects the assets in the trust for your family members, protects the assets from your family members' creditors. Think a divorcing spouse, or they get into a car accident and it's their fault, a liability situation. Also, another benefit is after you pass away, the state cannot come take the assets from your beneficiaries to reimburse the state for the long-term care, because again, this kind of trust will avoid probate. And so the state can only come in and take your probate assets as part of what's called Medicaid estate recovery. Can't do it with a Medicaid asset protection trust. Since a nursing home can be very expensive, these Medicaid trusts can save your family money because they let you qualify for Medicaid once the 5-year look-back period has ended. Now, yes, there is a drawback of a Medicaid asset protection trust, which is this. Once you establish the trust, you forfeit your control over the assets and your use of the assets. So if you're going to need that money during that 5-year period, you don't want to put that into a Medicaid asset protection trust. What I usually recommend is let's put some of your assets into that trust, but not all. Let's keep a certain amount out in case you need it to live on, or you happen to need the care prior to the end of that 5-year look-back period. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about what Medicaid asset protection trusts are and perhaps how we can help, we would love to talk to you. Invite you, reach out, schedule a free 15-minute discovery phone call. Scheduling is easy. Just go to our scheduler, which is go to our website, legacyplanninglawgroup.com. There's a button you click on, schedule your free discovery call. It takes you right to our booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you, and we'll jump on the call. If you've enjoyed this video, we'd ask that you would like it, and better yet, we'd ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We keep putting up more and more content, video content on our YouTube channel. Again, Legacy Planning Law Group. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk about what Medicaid asset protection trusts are. I'm going to give another talk next Thursday at about this same time. So if you're thirsting for knowledge, we will quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now. Go make it a great day in a better world.